You've been told that doing more will get you ahead, but it's actually the reason nothing compounds. I used to stack habits, plans, goals, thinking that I was disciplined until I realized that I was just scattering my energy. So here are the habits that you need to cut if you want real momentum. Because I know that it sounds contradictory, but stay with me. At the end of this video, it's going to make sense. So first of all, let's understand the mechanics of why doing more hasn't been working for you. So you think that doing more goals every single day, constantly rushing through different goals throughout the day is going to get you ahead. But here's the thing that a lot of people miss. This is actually working against your brain. The secret a lot of people don't realize is that when you're constantly filling your brain with so many goals that are different from each other, your brain is going to get confused. Because I didn't realize that, but when I was filling my day with so many goals, like I would literally, like after school, do 1 hour of recording a podcast, 1 hour of writing a book, 1 hour of homework, and 1 hour of recording a video, and so on. And it felt productive. I was thinking that I'm going to learn so many skills and get ahead. In the calendar, I had a lot of goals that I wanted to achieve in 1 month. And then I never ended up achieving any of them. Because what I realized is that my brain does not work like this. As human beings, our brain is wired to focus on one thing at a time. That's how you're going to create momentum and progress and actually achieve your goals. And once I cut these 3 habits, I was able to actually see more results in my content and actually create momentum. So if you're finding yourself burning yourself the fuck out, then you really need to hear this habit number 1 to cut, which is removing what doesn't move the needle. Like most people, when they want to achieve something new, for example, for me, it was content creation. I was doing so many things to create 1 video. In fact, it would take me like 20 hours to create 1 video and then publish it. And then plus I was going to school, so like I wasn't very consistent with it. And I will post as a result 1 video per month, something like that. And sometimes I will also procrastinate because I would burn out with all of the goals that I would fill into 1 single freaking day. I was overly focused on being authentic in front of the camera and editing well and scripting word for word perfectly all of my videos so I can go viral. Well, yeah, absolutely. All these things are very important for content creation, okay? But if you try to overload your brain with all of these things, even though like, yeah, it's 1 goal, which is content creation. Like, you know, I was putting so much effort that didn't compound, that weren't moving the needle when it comes to content creation. And then only recently, I started to see more results because I started to focus all of my energy, majority of the times, on what actually is going to bring me the most amount of results. So Emily, how can I find it? How can I find the thing that moves the needle? You need to figure out what is the most important thing that you need to do, that if you don't do it, then it's not going to create results. So one thing I want you to do is to 10x your goal, because when you do that, you're going to notice more easily and more clearly what is the 1 specific thing that you need to start doing and what are the things that you just need to let go and stop doing because they're not going to move the needle. So for example, I started to 10x my goal, and then I started to ask myself, what would that version of myself who has 1 million subscribers on YouTube do? And that made clear as fuck what I needed to do. Or for example, let's say you want to become confident. You have extreme social anxiety like me 3 years ago. And the thing that moves the needle, if you 10x your goal, which is, I don't know, thinking yourself as being, I don't know, famous as fuck and having a lot of eyes on you, then what is the thing that is going to move the needle to make you feel comfortable having a lot of eyes on you and not have social anxiety anymore? It is by going out in public. This is what I did. I started to walk alone in the city center every single day for 2 hours. And now it feels effortless for me. I'm not afraid of going out alone in public with a lot of people around me anymore. And you're going to see very clearly that you need to stop reading book about how to become confident, because it's not the thing that is going to move the needle, you know, like, and that is going to make you overthink less about how to become confident, and you're going to start doing the thing that actually scares the shit out of you, that is going to actually make you become more confident. And after finding that specific thing that moves the needle, you need to put on the reps on it. Okay, focus and then go all in on it. Or another way to put it is to put in mind the 80-20 rule, which is a great example analogy for this, so you can understand it better, which is the fact that you need to find the 20% of the habits, which is the fact that, when you are thinking about that big goal, and obviously there are a lot of micro goals you need to do in order to achieve it. For example, content creation is the macro goal, and then editing, scripting, recording, confidence in camera, all this stuff are the micro goals, okay? Basically, if you want to apply the 80-20 rule, you need to find the 20% of those micro goals that are going to bring 80% of the result. Or if you want to lose weight, there are a lot of things you can do to lose weight. For example, diet and exercise, yoga, workout. I don't know. I'm not a gym expert, but I think that maybe diet is the 20% of the action that is going to bring 80% of the result, which is getting you in fit, having a healthy body. That's when you're going to speed up your manifestation process, and you're going to get ahead from those people who are just multitasking, doing a lot of things that don't actually move the needle. But if you're still finding yourself burning out in doing so, which is one of the biggest things that are going to block the compounding of your progress, then you need to hear habit number 2 that you need to cut. Because I feel like, especially in this society where we need to constantly rush through things, where it rewards doing things that are literally burning yourself out, that is romanticizing workaholism and all of this hustle culture that has been very normalizing the fact that we need to do more in order to get more. But actually, if you see all of those rich, successful people, and also all these people who are living your specific dream life, they didn't burn themselves out to achieve their dreams. Instead, they know that burning out literally trains your subconscious mind into thinking that you are not worthy to achieve your desires. You are worthy of them only when you are working your ass off to get them. And your future self is not living like this. She or he is living a balanced, relaxed life. Yeah, they also put in the work, but only the amount of work that is necessary, that doesn't go beyond one's own capability and energy, you know what I mean? And as a consequence, if you don't feel worthy of achieving your dreams, then you're going to never get them. And as a consequence of you feeling unworthy of your dreams, once you're going to receive them, then you're going to sabotage yourself. You're going to get rid of it. And if one part of you thinks that it's not true, then let me explain it in another way. When you are burning yourself out, you are lowering your frequency, and therefore you are vibrating in a frequency that attracts things that are not going to feel good. You attract what you are, and if the state of your being is constantly stressed, burned out, feeling unworthy, then guess what you're going to attract? More negative things that are going to burn yourself out even more, that are going to stress yourself out even more. And plus, you are signaling to the universe desperation, and nothing likes desperation. As a result, you're going to push your desires away from you. So that's why it's very important to remove this mindset of hustle culture. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about working hard on your dreams, going all in, but I don't mean being desperate about it. You can still work hard toward your dreams and then at the same time feel like you are worthy of it and you already have it, that your dream is on its way to you. That's how you create this balance where you are detached, but it doesn't mean that you don't care about your goals. And as a consequence, you're going to appear more magnetic to your goals because you're signaling to the universe that you feel worthy of it, that you already are the version of yourself who already has your goals. That's why you're not desperate. And that's why you are detached. Okay, so Emily, how can I bring that balance that you say in my own life? Well, you need to start meditating. What this does is that it's going to relax your brain and calm your nervous system by focusing on your breath, and you're going to be less stressed out. It's going to bring more focus when you are achieving your goals. There are a lot of benefits that maybe I'm going to talk about in another video. Let me know if you want me to make it. And that's paradoxically how you're going to achieve your goal, because now you have become magnetic as fuck. But then there's another mistake that a lot of people keep making, that once I personally solved it, it changed everything for me, and it made it easier for me to actually achieve my specific goals, which leads to the third habit to cut. Because a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that the thing that is going to make them get ahead of 99% of people is to just fill every single month with a lot of goals. And you already know the reason why it's not going to work for your brain's favor, because we already said it on the first habit to cut. So what I want you to do instead is to just put one single big goal for each month. Every single month or every quarter of the year, it needs to be dedicated on achieving one single thing. For example, on the first quarter of the year, January, February, March, you're going to focus on weight loss. And then on the second quarter on, creating videos or getting better grades. That's how you create compounding, where at the end of the year, you're going to be able to achieve everything you have put on your vision board. And share all this secret knowledge to other people, your friends who may need this. And getting ahead is not about doing more or trying harder. It's about removing what's breaking your focus. When there's less pulling you apart, that momentum will finally compound. If you're building your dream life, then here's the thing that most ambitious Gen Z skip. See you there, reminder!